So let's jump into it. I actually jumped around a lot. It's only when I got halfway through the sketchbook that I actually started liking my art, and that was in October. So I went back in all the first pages with pages from sketchbooks that I just got out. And because I have a rough summer, I tried to start and complete 2 different sketchbooks. I could only get a few pages in and just not complete it. And it's a waste of paper to simply not just cut those out and hello and draw things with one hole. Hi. Hello. So here we have my little sea Ursa. I fell in love with her again in this sketchbook. And punchy, very tall. And my sister Lisa again. Move your butt. Can you move your butt? And little. I don't want to be in here if you would behave. And blank, because it's weird. So this is the first page. The only thing that survived was my OC Brandon, because that's the only thing I liked, because originally it was my 3 main OCs in a bathroom. Hello. And I didn't want to forget him. And because I was going over a bunch of the first pages, and I was in my Ursa funk and the Drew Hanna, I'm going after it, because what else are you going to draw if you see? And Sketchbook 19. And because I didn't want to stress myself, because I have a rough time, I just drew things that I simply wanted to draw. Just have fun. And I never wrote the starting date for some reason. So, yeah. And here I found 2 outfits on Pinterest. I just drew Hannah. And here we have some kind of fairy tale fan art. It's my OC in one of Lucy's outfits and Michelle's outfit. I thought I was going to hate it drawing this outfit, but I liked it. Probably I'm going to try it again someday. And here I bought a Christmas candle with art supplies. Those came from that up to those 3 days. And I brought some pockets myself because I needed some new ones. And fancy outfits with Ursa, because of course. And here's my OC son that I rebooted. So she looks the same but updated and better, I would think. Yeah. This is an old page. Like, old. But I'm on a Minecraft server with some friends. And this is my character. And I was trying to find out what she's going to look like for season 3. So I didn't know what to do, and then I push her hair back, her bangs, because each season her hair gets longer to show time. And I was like, what if I'll just push it back? And I was like, damn, I'm smart. And then more outfits. This one I found on Pinterest. I changed a few things around, but on Pinterest. And here I remembered those little strap things existed. And so I made an outfit with that. And this was the design I came out with. The only thing I finished when I started the sketchbook, and it's meh. Just see how old it is. And then more resin. I never liked this when I made it, and still don't. I just like the boots. And here we have some outfits for her again. And bedroom scene where she's getting ready. I don't really like how I colored in the background. But it's mostly the closet I'm unhappy about. I'm fine with everything else. I really like how I did the dress. That was fun. And here I drew with some of my old acrylic markers that I hate because they're cheap and disgusting. So I never finish it. Here is her again. That one is another Pinterest outfit. Yeah. And here I drew one of my favorite OCs, Mo. And then I didn't know what to draw here, and then I was like, what if I don't just draw one of my old OCs? Sun. And then I drew her. Her bangs basically stayed the same. I just added this part, and normally that was on top, the bow, and then her hair was like flowing out. But then I was like, what if I did pigtails? The original was two, like on the top, but then I was like low, and I was like, made her unique. When I redesigned her outfit, it basically stayed the same. I just gave her better boots, and the belts and skirts are different. Then I drew her with her weapon and her getting ready. And my cat thought it was a good idea to walk on my sketchbook with white paws. So fun. And here I drew her again, sun in a sundress, because I'm funny. And in this world, there are humans, demons, and witches. And they each come from each of their dimensions. But over time, they learn to make portals to come to each dimension, so then crossbreeding, and everyone is everything. But she comes from the demon dimension, because she's a demon. And here's the uniform from her school. And here's one of my favorite mangas and animes, The Sign of Affection. I like this drawing. The first drawing I liked her hair, but as long as his hair I can't do. And it's annoying because I like him. And here I learned and remembered that she has tattoos. So I started drawing her with her tattoos again. And here's the one Love in a Bottle song from Has Been Hotel, because it's good. And I'm trying to learn how to draw instruments again because they're fun. This is a trend I've done for some years now, where I draw my Sona in a bathroom-like scene here. But this time I changed it to fit my OC Ursa. And then normally it was like dark muted blues and everything, but this time I added plants and fairy lights, and it's bright because she's happy. She actually likes, she's a happy place instead of depressing and everything. It totally didn't hurt my hand and took totally not a long time to draw all those squares. Totally not. And here's more of Ursa. Here again in one of Lucy Ophelia's outfits. I really liked how I drew the shirt here. I'm happy. And here and some more fairy tale outfits. This one is one of Ursa's, and this is Serona's outfit, a bikini outfit. I don't know why. Each time she gets a new outfit, it's more and more revealing. I don't know why. And here I drew her after she had a busy night. And one of her bandmates and roommates walked in on her to tell her something. Where she's covered in hickeys, but the way I drew the hickeys looks like someone has hurt her, and that's not what I was trying to imply, so I covered it up. And here is where I actually started liking the sketchbook and finished one of the few prompt months. This is, what is it called? October. And then I finished this, and then I went back and finished all of these pages, covered them up. First I just started drawing where I drew these two, this one and this one with my Sea Grand. I tried to give her darker skin colors to see if I like that, but I like her pink more. And then I was like, oh, I can draw again and I actually like it. So I did this one, and then I was like, October. It's October. And I'll do that. So these four count as day 1, day 2, day 3. And day 4 piece, right? I don't even like this drawing. And how I drew the roses is meh. And then day 5, it was OC ship. And my OC here, Grant, doesn't have any sort of relationships. Romantic. So I drew my neighbour just got back, so, and he's loud and he has guests over, so fun. So I drew 2 of my OCs that are actually a couple, and this is one of my favorite drawings of my character Luke, that I always call Lucy because it's fun. And then I drew her in one Star Wars with one of my other OCs, Louis, where it just, I really like this outfit. Oh wait, made it so I could turn on it, oversized shirt, long cardigan, tights, and then those knee-high socks thing. Then a meme written on, then formal clothing, because I based of the suit I always wear with like shirt, tie, and this. But I normally wear pants, but here I did this because it fits her more. And here is Lucy Cosmo. So I drew her in Lucy's outfit again because I'm on a ritual. Day 9 was Decora. I didn't really feel like drawing it, so I decided to draw in what in this OC's of mine's outfit because I wanted to draw the big ass poofy sleeves. And then I didn't draw them big enough, and I'm sad. But I really like it. And here is, I know it says with my friend's OC, but I simply just drew my friend's OC. And then this isn't really on this page, but later. Then it's Summer Club, Symbol. And then Space AU, where she's a technician. I had no idea what to draw, so. Day 14 is Band / Idol AU. I didn't really feel like doing that, so I just drew her as Tetsu. But I didn't like this drawing. It was rushed and ugly. So later I went back and drew her again, and my friend is obsessed with her. So he finally got me to draw the hair red and the thingies. Originally her hair was actually red, but I changed it to pink because too many of this story had red hair, and I was like, gotta change it. This is a stray one that I do now see, and she's a servant. I don't want to talk about how many times it took me to get this scale correctly. It was too big so many times. It took me 3 times. And this again. Then. So yeah. She was supposed to have like a weapon that was oversized, too big, because anyway. But I'm happy with this. Even though she's nearly yes. This is nearly yes. Long as her. And because I'm learning to draw weapons, I drew this one. Then Princess down, and then I drew Mermaid AU. My cat is attacking my foot right now. But I didn't really like this drawing. I based her off a shark. But then the foreshortening here looks ugly, and then I use light blue because she has white blue in her design. And then the cloth, yeah, I was like, ugh. Yeah. I just powered through it, and then I said, I can redo it another day. I did. Here it was sci-fi AU. I didn't know what to draw. And I didn't want to do it because I didn't feel like it. Then I looked online and started to get inspired by a few images, and then I did this. And then it was school uniform. Because of the backstory and everything, she never really went to school. But if she went to school, I gave her this uniform, and then she would wear this cardigan. And the next day 20 was with a character from a series or anything, and I didn't know who to draw. So as practice, I drew a mystery to see if I wanted to draw her, and no, but here she looks like a bug because I drew her eyes too long and the nose is ugly. She is, but let's go. And then I drew Starfire cookie. I don't really like this drawing, but it exists, and she's one of my favorite cookies. And then I drew avocado cookie. And this is my first ever drawing with him. First I thought I would hate it because of this one. Then I liked it. And then I thought I was struggling with the headpiece. I like drawing it. Then I thought I was struggling with the staff. And then I liked it. So I wear it for nothing. And then I posted it on a Discord server, and people really liked it and was baffled by this was my first attempt that I captured his personality perfect with it. And then I do this one and made this part and this part more correctly because I didn't know how they looked, and I like avocado cookie. Then I drew her angry, him angry. And then I started doing the cookie. Then I drew Mario cookie. And my friend said I should make him a twink. And because he said that, I was like, make him buff. The sketch was okay. Then I drew the clothing, and then it started looking wrong. The hand doesn't make any sense. I don't know, when she did this, and I was like, one day I'll have my vengeance. And here was day 20 with a phantom character, and then I just simply drew one of the best cookies, caviar cookie. And this one of his most lines. And here I drew her what she would look like if she was a part of this group. And day 21 was it with a different hairstyle. And then I found this hairstyle on Pinterest, and then I simply copied it. That's basically it. When I read Gothic, I was like, no, I don't feel like doing it today. And then I went on Pinterest and found this dress, and I fell in love. The only thing I changed was I made this dark blue instead of the dark red. And one of the few times I drew her smiling. And then it was Circus AU, and I was like, this is my jam. Because I like drawing clowns and jesters. So this is the design I came up with. The only thing I would change was those two will also be on one of the sleeves in here, because it just feels a bit too samey here. And then I made her blue because to fit the sad clown motif. Yeah, I really like this design. And then I just couldn't stop drawing it because I liked it. And I used those cheap, ugly acrylic markers. I only like this one. I dislike those two. I tried to draw also with no eyebrows to see how much expression I can make without them, but yeah. And then day 24 was as a different species. At first I was going to make my friend happy and draw her as a human. But then I didn't like the sketch of it. It was originally taped in here on a piece of paper, but then I ripped it out because I didn't like it. And then I just went back to my roots and drew her as a Oni. The hand is ugly, and I really like how I drew this one. I don't remember what it's called, but I liked it. And then I based her face on one of my other OCs with the blue horns and blue stripes. The only thing I would change is make this a different color, because it looked too similar to the hand, and it would look weird if it was animated on emotion. So yeah. And also I didn't really push myself to completely finish each spread. I thought it was fine to do just this, because I was finally drawing again and completing stuff and liking it. So I just focus on that instead of adding things to the background and making it spice it up. And here day 26 was pajamas. So I simply just drew Hannah this. And then was Star Swap with a friend's OC. This one is one of my friends. He gave me two choices, and I liked this one because I really wanted to do the flowers and the earrings. But I was using some those cheap ones again, and I hated the process. I hated everything. So it didn't turn out as good, and I didn't get to focus on my things I wanted to draw, but it's done is done. And this one I asked on a Discord server, so people send me their OCs for me to draw them. And this was one of the ones I got. At first I thought I would hate it because of all the details and the armor pieces and the hat. But then I actually started drawing it and it came easy to me, and I really like drawing the hat because now I'm in my hat era. And I really like the outfit and everything. I liked it. And then day 25 was I was supposed to draw her in one of the Miku outfits. And then after I drew the line out and sent it to a Discord server, I realized I just drew Miku. I didn't draw my OC in Miku's outfit. No, I just drew Miku. So simply just finished it and moved on. And here it was just them being lovers and telling Lucy being down bad for his girlfriend. And then I came home from my boyfriend's place, and I didn't really want to do much, so Jim just drew day 28 and 29, just doing a liner, and that's it. And this day I also bought myself some RTX markers. They arrived, and you can see from the solid page I just simply blocked it in because I didn't really know how to use them. So here is personality swap. I drew it with Mo, and I also drew her in the outfit. And then casual pose, which is a simple sunflower thing, shirt with a bag and a skirt on. Here I tried to do a new OC. It's something. Never drew her again. And here is Happy Halloween. I just simply skip this day because I do what I want. So here I drew her in her original Halloween outfit, was like a sort of vampire inspired outfit, but I changed the boots because it didn't really fit in the page, and I wanted to draw the full boots. They're normally more detailed on her heels, but and then I drew her in a witch kind of outfit. I mean, I like it, but it could have been better. And then I color in the orange, but then it was too much orange, so I started adding purple, but then it's too little purple with too much orange. And then this is actually the halfway spread. I didn't want to do a large, so I just did this. The house totally makes sense. Totally. I really like the hands. This is the main character of my story. For the longest time her name was Tammy, because her original name is Tamago, because I was a little kid and I just named all my characters Japanese names. And then I just recently changed it to Clementine, because her and her siblings are all named after colors. Because her older sister is named Scarlet and her older brother is named Grayson. I did it without knowing it. So her name is Clementine. But her hair isn't this dark. I just picked the wrong color. And then I just drew her on a house's roof. Normally she wouldn't do something like that, but here she did. I really like this drawing and how it came out. I like it. And then I just drew her outfit again. I wanted to draw a spicy art of her, but I didn't want to make up a dude each time, so I made her a boyfriend. He looks different from how I wanted him to look, but I like this. And then I drew and people in this universe can also have magic and everything. And she can use it from a staff. And then here I was on a car trip, kind of like a road trip with my parents and my family's dog. So I just drew Freedom the whole time. And without knowing it, I drew the flip of the skirt the same time. And then when I came home, I colored it. That's cool. Yeah. And then I fell in love with one of my other overseas again. Yuna Liandolana, I think. And this is her magical power. But she doesn't really use it because she has bad experiences with it. So here I drew her in her normal outfit, but without her big puffy jacket thing. Then I do this to another oversized hand, but with her this outfit, and I fell in love with it. So this is one of her new outfits, and she's on the school's baseball team, female baseball team, and this is the latest version of the uniform because I need to design it one day, but I'm lazy. And here, another bunny girl outfit. And this here was where I made him. And I like it. And because I'm cheesy, I named him Rezu because he's a demon and his powers are lightning and light. And yes, flirting, good friends. Yes. And here, originally he was going to have black hair and then blonde. But then I thought that he would match his hair with Ursa when they met in high school. And so he started dyeing his hair and tail red to match her. And she finds her very kind. And here was actually the part when I fell in love with her again, because I drew this. And as you can see, I didn't remember she had tattoos. So it was here, and then the next page, then I started going through all the pages. I drew him, you know the dress. I covered this up because I didn't like the drawing, and I never did anything else. And here I drew her in a bikini. I don't like the drawing. And then as a sexy nun, the drawing was okay. And then I drew her in that dress again, and then I was like, she'll make a good bunny girl. And then, bunny girl. And here I was trying to make a new Sona. It was too busy. No real directions, but in my latest and current sketchbook, I fixed up the design and I like it now. And here, because I was starting playing Zen Zone Zero, because I finally bought myself a new iPad because my old one died, and that one can handle the game. So, and I was inspired to make a doctor with a gun themed character. So here's Mortimer. And I didn't know what to do, so I decided to make her also Russian roulette based. And so she's an Oni. And because she likes using Russian roulette and she's a doctor, so she has lived for many years and you just want to no longer be here because she's been here for too many years and she just wants to sleep. She really picked up Russian roulette because it's a chance base. So, and originally Russian roulette was was used with a 6-shot revolver, and it was made on the 30th of January. Don't remember the year, but yes. And I kind of shot myself in the foot because this was the first drawing I did it for, and this is in motion and everything, so I drew this to clarify. But yeah. And then I fell in love with her, so I just started drawing her. I colored this, but I don't really like the colors. Because I decided to use brown as black, but then I had her in tights, so it just looks weird. I also didn't really like the drawing, but he came across more as a doctor here. And then I drew those two again, and those two in high school. And here I try to play around with her colors again. It's better, but also not. And here I decided to give her a personalized bamboo. I didn't like the drawing. And then the next day, my RTX markers came in the mail. So I tried to fix the bamboo. My cat just jumped on the table. Damn. So yeah, it never really came back, but she is proud that she has her own bamboo. And here I tried to start learning how to use them. This was my first attempt with my OC Honey, because the night before I had changed her design to, it's basically the same, but I just gave her a dose to make it more interesting. So yeah. Cat again. I like using them, but I didn't like how thick the line art gets, because I hold my pens like diagonally, and then because it's like a marker, this happens. But I fixed the issue by buying some Poscas, and then using them as line art, and then that fixed my problem. And here I decided to draw the bamboo again, but I don't really like it. This cat, bro. Yeah, I tried to use them again, but I made a new character. I don't really like the drawing. I like the idea, but I don't like the drawing. Here I tried to make a new OC. I like the concept, but I don't like the design. And here I drew my wife, Black Pearl Cookie. I really like this drawing. I thought I would mess it up because my neighbor is being loud again, but I'll just power through it. I thought it would mess up her hair because how it's styled, but I liked it. I don't really like this drawing mainly because her headpiece is so high up, it just looks weird. And here I drew the shadow milk cookie. I gave him a smash raise, but I really like this drawing. I don't really like this one, but I like this one. And here I drew one of Ursa's band members, Aurora. I just changed her hair a bit around to look better and more crazy, because that's how she is, and she's a witch. And yeah. This outfit is by this artist on Twitter. And here's drinking her morning tea. And here I decided to do my part on the Nami redesigned thing. I like this, and the people on the Discord server also liked it. The only thing I didn't like about this is how young she looked. She looked like she's 16, 17, and this is based on her post time skip. And here I drew these things. I liked it so much that I put it on the cover. And here, as I said, drew her again. She looks older here, but this one is better. Those are some feelings you don't need to see. Here I try to use the markers again, but it's always the faces that I can't draw. And here I redesigned an old OC. This is a draft. It's not good, but it's also better. Another drawing music. So I'll try to edit that out. And here I finally drew Jinx again because I decided to rewatch Arcane. I don't really like the drawings, but I'm happy that I did them. The anatomy is off and everything. And I decided to give Ursa a goth mommy leather outfit because I decided to give her main outfit, and I thought she would be the one to wear a full leather outfit as a main outfit. I'm totally not down bad for my own character. And here I decided to finally do my Sakura Miku. It's okay, but I'm happy. And here I decided to update all the rest of the characters. So here's Yor. There she is. I didn't know what to draw here. And then I was like, why not do a cover of Vogue with like it'll be a pose and outfit, and I was like, good. And I decided to add on to the morning scene. So so here's her beside reading a book. This is then a half-ass spread. I was watching Husband Hotel because everyone else was watching it. I like the songs, but the story and design you can debate. But I really like Velvet, and I like this design of hers. Then I tried to do the cowboy and I finished. Drew my Sona. Never finished, and then there's empty space, and I was like, ugh. And here I had drawn another one of my main OCs. Throwback to this guy. And I updated his design because I didn't really like his old design anymore, and I struggled to draw it. And here I drew Ursa again in different outfits. I'm not that bad. And here we have these guys. And here I created a new OC that is with these characters but not in the band. Here I created her design, and then I covered it up, and then I drew this, and then I drew this over. But this is her name. She's a human, and her magical powers is sparkles. The powers can really debate. It's just a luck-based most of the time. Some are useful and some are just sparkles. And she's a famous singer, and she has done many collabs with Ursa's band because they grew up together and everything. And then I drew her in this outfit. I don't really like this drawing, but I like, yeah. Then I like this drawing, but then I colored it and then I hate it. The colors are more correct here, but I hate the drawing. But this was her in high school. Then I decided to do the thing I do a lot of most of the time is one character and then 4 different outfits. I didn't finish it because I didn't really feel like it, and I was nearly done with Sketchbook, and I was like, just finish it. Then I assigned 2 different outfits. And then I drew Blanco, one of my favorite Animal Crossing characters. I don't really do furry art, so I didn't really know what I was doing. This was my first attempt. The second attempt is better, but yeah. And here I drew Yuna again. I really like this drawing. And then I drew this. And this is when I remembered that women and Zeus are sexy. Then I decided to try to draw a tattoo I want, maybe one day, where as big as octopus and the back and the arms, because I'm totally normal about mythicals and the Kraken, but I don't really want like the Kraken, so I decided to base this off an octopus that actually exists, the big red one. I don't remember the name right now. But yeah, this is the first drafts. There's nothing is set in stone. I don't think I'll draw the tattoo. I think I'll give the concept to the actual artist, and then they'll make it better. But the concept is 2 tentacles in each arm, and then the rest. I don't really think I want it on this area, but we'll see. It's a small drawing, big tattoo. This one is better. And yeah. And here I want to draw another tattoo that I want to get. This one on each wrist. But I drew this and then I was lining it, and then I remembered, oh shit, I wanted to show off this and I didn't leave room, so I just fixed it there. And here was the rest of the art supplies I got in the Christmas calendar. I wasn't really, I'm using the stuff, but I wasn't really happy about it. And here I drew my son and I made of it. And here I updated one of my characters, Ado's design, because his design has been a bitch since the start. But I really like this. I'm happy. And here I drew in a basis on something I found on Pinterest. I don't remember the artist, but I changed a few things around, but it was mainly inspired. And I think this is cute. I really like this, right? I was also supposed to use the markers here also, but the next page was the last page, so I didn't want to ruin it. But then I didn't do a double shred for the last page, so I ruined this because I thought I would do something that I didn't. I really liked this, but then I covered it and then I hated it. But I did that one meme where I woke up to him during my assignments, and is Scarlett's room, and did do it for her with Scarlett. And here I drew Ursa again. I really like this drawing and how I drew the face and eyes here. I will draw this up again, especially that Joe shows with it. I found this on Pinterest. This one in the fish face of it. This is the end of the sketchbook. I just drew her in a funny girl outfit again. Simple. And then I was watching Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. So I tried to draw him. It's not bad, but it's also not good. So I try to, if I ever draw him again, I'll fix it. and then I'm angry that I'm done because like I have so many empty spaces in the sketchbook, and I decided to leave it. So, and here's the end of the sketchbook. It's a large job, and I didn't do anything else because I did this. And that's the sketchbook. It took me around 4 months-ish. So normally it takes me around 8 to 9 months for this size, but I really started loving it again, so just pushing it out. So I'm happy, and I finished this a month ago, and I'm happy with the sketchbook I'm using now. But that has halted because I'm doing digital art again. So yeah, but this is the sketchbook tool. I privated the old one, the last one, because I didn't realize I have some private information in there, so I had to private it. But not really many watched it, so it didn't really matter. But let's go. And that's it for me.